6:31, so let's get started. I'd like to call to order this regular city council meeting for the city of Coralville, September 8th, 2020, via Zoom once again, with roll call, please.
Councilmember Foster.
Present.
Gross.
Here.
Dodds.
Here.
Goodrich.
Okay. You were muted, Lori, but I saw you say yes, so. All council members are present, as is the mayor, city clerk, city administrator, and several city other staff and guests. I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I believe it's made by Goodrich, seconded by Gross. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, the agenda is approved as presented. There is one proclamation this evening that I'd like to read. Declaring Americans with Disabilities Act Day in Coralville. Whereas the Americans with Disabilities Act was signed into law on July 26, 1990 to ensure the civil rights of citizens with disabilities. And whereas Coralville, Iowa affirms the principles of equality and inclusion for persons with disabilities as set forth for the state of Iowa and embodied in the ADA, the laws of the state of Iowa, and ordinances of Coralville. And whereas numerous organizations in Coralville work with constituents and communities to bring forth the promise of hope and freedom that is envisioned by the passage of the ADA. And whereas July 26, 2020 marked the 30th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act. And whereas on Saturday, October 3rd, 2020, a Johnson County ADA celebration will be held virtually from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. with speeches, activities, etc. for persons of all abilities. Now therefore I, John A. Lundell, the mayor, do hereby proclaim October 3rd, 2020 as Americans with Disabilities Act Day in Coralville and urge all residents to participate in activities that celebrate and honor the spirit of the act, which dictates that persons with disabilities have the right to take control of and manage their lives. Signed this 8th day of September 2020, John A. Lundell, Mayor. Very happy and proud to make this proclamation. Is there anyone joining us tonight that would like to say a few words on behalf of this? Sometimes we have guests that receive them, sometimes we don't, but the clerk will make sure that this gets, the original signed version gets presented back to the person that asked us to make this proclamation. And just remember, October 3rd is that date, and from 2 to 4 p.m. there'll be various activities going on. Okay, moving along, item 5 is citizen comments. Is there anyone joining us this evening, either in person or via Zoom that has any comments to offer? Mr.
Barry Bedford's in the audience.
Would he like to speak to us?
Yes, just a second. I need to change some things on mine, please. Okay, speaker volume 12.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Am I on now? Okay, I'm sorry. Good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Barry Bedford. I am running for a city council seat that was vacated and will be filled at the special election on September 29th. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I have lived in the city of Coralville for 47 years. I have worked and served for the people of Coralville for 43 years, working with the police department here in Coralville. Raised 3 children here, and I am committed, dedicated, invested, and I love Coralville. And I want it to be the best city it can be. I think the council is going to be facing some significant challenges over this next year, especially. Some of those are going to be financial stability, obviously with the COVID-19 and ArenaCo impact. the projected lower hotel motel tax income, canceled events at the arena, all these things, in addition to the current debt service you have, I think it's going to be a real challenge for council to deal with. A couple of other items that I think are important, social and racial justice issues. And I think that's huge. It's a lack of trust between the community and the government, and specifically the police department in many places. This must be repaired. I believe we have a good police department here, but we always can make improvements. We can make things better. And I think communication is at the key of that. So I believe I can bring experience and skills to help resolve these issues between the public, the police department, and the community. A couple other things I think are important that have to be addressed certainly soon, if not as soon as possible. Limited transportation availability for those who work odd shifts, late shifts, and have to make it across town or have transportation issues that are not met by what we can currently provide. And I'd like to see some sort of an option with maybe working out something with the other entities in town, the other transit facilities, and maybe we can try and work out something cooperatively to try and deal with that. And affordable housing. I know that we have been working with grants and tax credits for owner-occupied housing and low-income housing, but I think we still need to pursue additional funding opportunities. My experience and skills can positively contribute to the progress, and I believe solutions to these issues. A couple of things that I think I can bring to the table is that I prepared 28 years of department budgets for the city of Coralville. I'm familiar with the process. I've had 43 plus years in problem solving and conflict resolution. I'm certified as a life coach and leadership trainer, and I've been a professional expert witness in areas of police practice for legal cases filed in federal court. I care for Coralville and its residents. I commit to you to work with you to make this a city that is the very best it can be. And I thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you, Barry. Is there anyone else that'd like to speak to us tonight?
No one in the audience.
Okay. Okay, well, hearing of no one else, we will move on then to item 6, which is the Iowa River Landing retail lease. The first item is the public hearing on a 5-year lease for unit C101 in the IRL that was vacated by Massage Heights and is proposed to be replaced by Skin Body Soul Med Spa. And this would be for a new business going in that space starting in December 1st. So I'd like to open the public hearing on the intent to dispose of interest in real property and solicit alternative proposals for leasing this unit. Are there any verbal or written comments for the public hearing?
There's no one in the audience for verbal comments, and I have no written one.
Okay, thank you. With that being the case, I will close the public hearing and consider the resolution.
Resolution approving the disposition of property and approving a lease agreement with Skin Body Soul Med Spa, LLC, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Foster, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. Any discussion or questions? Roll call.
Gross. Aye. Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Okay, the resolution passes all ayes. Item 7 is the second consideration of an ordinance to adopt the 2020 updated zoning map. The current map has seen many updates in recent decades, but has not been updated or approved in any official capacity during that time. The reading of the ordinance, please.
Ordinance number 2020-1009, an ordinance amending the Coralville zoning ordinance, the same being ordinance number 664, as previously amended by adopting a new official zoning map for the city of Coralville, Iowa, introduced for second consideration by Councilmember Gross, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Dodds. Discussion, I will just add what Dave Johnson, our department head, presented last time, and that's that this new map does not change any zoning classification in Coralville. It's simply a new updated map displaying the current zoning as it is today. Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Dodds,
Aye.
Goodrich,
Aye.
Foster,
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Okay, ordinance passes at second consideration, all ayes. Item 8 is also a second consideration of an ordinance to adopt the 2020 updated land use map. This update reflects past petitions, adopted ordinances, and corrected mapping errors since the adoption of the Community Plan 2014 edition and the 2016 West Land Use Area Master Plan map. The ordinance, please.
Ordinance number 2020-1010, an ordinance amending the Coralville Community Plan 2014 edition by adopting a new official land use map for the city of Coralville, Iowa, introduced for adoption, second consideration by Councilmember Dodd, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Gross. Discussion? Similar to the previous item, this is just an updated land use map. It doesn't change any of the current land use uses in Coralville. Roll call.
Goodrich,
Aye.
Foster,
Aye.
Gross,
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
The ordinance passes at second consideration, all ayes. Moving on to item 9, Scanlon Farm South Ridge. This is the second consideration also for an ordinance that will change the land use for a 3.49 acre parcel of the Scanlon Farm South Ridge development to mixed use. The ordinance, please.
Ordinance number 2020-1011, an ordinance amending the Coralville Community Plan to reflect certain property generally known as a portion of the Scanlon Farm South Ridge, Coralville, Iowa, to be designated mixed use in place of neighborhood commercial use. Introduced for adoption, second consideration by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Foster. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Foster,
Aye.
Gross,
Aye.
Dodds,
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye. Seconded, please. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Item 10 is I'll entertain a motion for change order number 8 regarding the extension of Clear Creek Trail west from just east of Clear Creek at Deer Creek Road past the Creekside Ballpark to Interstate 80. The Iowa DOT took over the portion of this project which goes under the I-80 and I-380 bridges and connects with Tiffin's Trail west of I-380. So I would entertain a motion on change order number 8 and pay estimate number 14 final to Iowa Bridge and Culvert for the Clear Creek Trail phases 6 and 7. Moved by.
So moved.
So moved by Gross, seconded by Goodrich. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, the motion is approved, all ayes. Now we'd consider a resolution accepting the project as complete.
Resolution accepting the Clear Creek Trail phases 6 and 7 as completed. Introduced for adoption by Councilmember Foster, seconded by. Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. Any discussion?
I'd just like to say that this is a beautiful trail, and we look forward to using it more and more as it completely gets completed through the interstate.
Yep, well spoken. It's got a ways to go with that interstate project or interchange project, that's for sure though.
We call it our secret trail.
Okay.
It won't be for long.
Okay. Roll call?
Gross,
Aye.
Dodds,
Aye.
Goodrich,
Aye.
Foster,
Aye.
Resolution passes all ayes. Item 11, the Iowa River Trail, Rocky Shore Drive to Clear Creek project. I'll ask for a bid report, and then maybe they could also describe the project itself.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Mayor. This project was bid by the Iowa DOT on August 18th of 2020. 3 bids were received for the project. The low bid submitted was from Peterson Contractors, Inc. in the amount of $1,250,395.65. This low bid was about 23% over the engineer's estimate, however. However, in working with our design consultants, we believe we have found project elements that can be removed from the project while still obtaining the desired project goals. We will negotiate with the contractor after the award of the low bid to remove these elements from the project. So I guess I would recommend the award to the Iowa River Trail project, Rocky Shore Drive to Clear Creek, Peterson Contractors, Inc. in the amount of $1,250,395.65, subject to Iowa DOT concurrence. This project will be funded by $614,080 of federal transportation alternative project funds, and the remainder being local funds.
Thank you, Dan Holderness, our city engineer. A resolution, please.
Resolution accepting bids and awarding the construction contract for the Iowa River Trail Rocky Shore Drive to Clear Creek project, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gross, seconded by.
Second.
Okay, second by Dodds. Any discussion? Dan, this does not include the bridge itself over the creek?
No, it does include the bridge. Actually, it goes from Rocky Shore, the Crandy Park in Iowa City, and connects the trail to and over Clear Creek, and connects to the trail system now that's on the north side of Clear Creek that was built with the flood mitigation projects. And so when we built the original project, the original pier for the bridge was built, but we couldn't afford the 2 bridges at that point in time. And this project, again, includes a trail and the 2 bridge sections to then interconnect that trail system with our Clear Creek trails with the Iowa City trail system.
Great. And what do you propose? What's the proposed timetable for the project?
The project will start as soon as all the contracts are signed, and the completion date is, I believe it's 85 working days, which ends up being June of 2021.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Anything else? Roll call.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Item C is a resolution approving the contract and bond documents for this project.
Resolution approving the contract and bond documents for the Iowa River Trail Rocky Shore Drive Driver to Clear Creek project, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Dodds, seconded by.
Second.
Second by Goodrich. Questions? Roll call.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Resolution passes all ayes. Item number 12 is the ArenaCo reimbursement agreement. This is a resolution approving an agreement for the city to reimburse ArenaCo for the cost to construct a portion of the access drive and parking and loading areas by the arena loading dock. Resolution, please.
Resolution approving an agreement between ArenaCo and the city of Coralville for certain improvements at the Extreme Arena, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Foster. Any discussion?
Yeah, this, Mayor, was the portion that the city was always going to do, was the alley from 9th down to 7th. And this will just construct a portion of that, because there are still some private properties that are in active use that will not be able to complete the whole portion. And then there's also a section that the existing museum building sets on. And until that building is demolished, we couldn't finish that section of the driveway. So they will be able to cross. The old CenturyLink building that we own is the way they will enter and then use this access drive that will be constructed, under this. And then there's also a small parking lot that goes along with it. Originally, it was planned that the city would bid it separately, and Dan and his staff was able to review a proposed amendment that the Mortensen Construction could do, and it was a little bit cheaper to actually have them do the work rather than us bid it as a separate project.
Okay. Thank you, Kelly. Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Foster,
Aye.
Gross,
Aye.
Dodds,
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Item 13 is the East Central Iowa Council of Governments Agreement that will allow EasyCog to administer the owner-occupied housing exterior rehabilitation program for the city of Coralville until August 1st, 2022. Resolution, please.
Resolution approving a contract for community development block grant services with the East Central Iowa Council of Governments to administer the owner-occupied housing exterior rehabilitation program for the city of Coralville, Iowa. Introduced for adoption by Councilmember Foster, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Gross. You were first. Any questions or discussion? Roll call.
Gross,
Aye.
Dodds,
Aye.
Goodrich,
Aye.
Foster,
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes.
Mayor, the one thing I just remind folks again is that they did things differently this year. And so we had to pre-identify the homes that were eligible under this program. And so there are 6 homes that are eligible, and those were identified as part of the application. In the previous, you got the money and then you solicited them. So it's just a little different, and wanted to remind everybody of that.
Thank you, Kelly. Item B is a very similar resolution that will allow EasyCog to administer the owner-occupied housing rehabilitation program for the city of Coralville until August 1st, 2022. That resolution, please.
Resolution approving a contract for community development block grant services with the East Central Iowa Council of Governments to administer the Home Buyers Assistance Program for the city of Coralville, Iowa. Is introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gross, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. Any discussion for this one?
Yeah, could you explain this again for us? How many people can be eligible for this? Is it until the funds run out, or what is that like?
Hi, Lori. Thank you for the.
I've unmuted myself, so you're in trouble now.
Go ahead, Tracy. Introduce yourself.
Hi, Lori. Thanks for the question.
Hi, Tracy.
So with the Home Buyer Assistance Program, I applied for the maximum that we could apply for. We could apply to help 5 homeowners, but that was assuming that they would be receiving $24,999 in home buyer assistance. And remember that they will only be able to receive 50% of what a lender's down payment requirement is for their loan. So I went ahead and applied for the maximum, because what we'll do is we'll just keep working through it. And if homeowners, the first 5 don't use the maximum, then we'll just keep working through it and add more homes. But I wanted to apply for the maximum that we could so that we could do as many homes as we can.
I guess I'd just like to follow up that for the down payment assistance, we will be seeking applicants. This one is different from the owner-occupied rehabilitation. So we will be seeking applicants for this after we get the paperwork finished with the Iowa Economic Development Authority.
Yep. And I would anticipate, getting out to lenders and realtors and folks that are working with people that are buying homes, and being clear about the guidelines, because remember then, because these funds have to benefit people of low to moderate income. And so those will be the requirements for the folks getting the down payment assistance. Thanks, Ellen.
Any other questions for this item?
Well, I just want to say thanks to Ellen and Tracy for all your work on this.
Yeah.
It really is a great program, and it two purposes. It helps folks, and it helps restore neighborhoods. So we really appreciate all the hard work on this.
Well, thanks, but really, Kelly and Ellen said, let's apply for both of these. So congrats to you guys for getting them both. I'm really happy about that.
Thank you. Okay, roll call, please.
Dodds,
Aye.
Goodrich,
Aye.
Foster,
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Item C is a resolution approving the signature authorization for alternate signatures for this contract. Resolution, please.
Resolution approving the signature authorization for alternate signatories for the Community Development Block Grant Contract number 20HSG-010, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Dodds, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Foster. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Goodrich,
Aye.
Foster,
Aye.
Gross,
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Item D is the same resolution, except applies to the second project that we approved tonight.
Resolution approving the signature authorization for alternate signatures for the Community Development Block Grant Contract number 20HSGB-003, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Foster. Discussion? Roll call.
Foster,
Aye.
Gross,
Aye.
Dodds,
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. I would entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented or amended.
Mayor, I would like to move to approve the consent calendar A through CC inclusive.
Moved by Dodds, seconded by
Second.
Goodrich. All in favor say, or roll call, I'm sorry.
Gross,
Aye.
Dodds,
Aye.
Goodrich,
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
The consent calendar is approved, all ayes. Okay. Bear with me for 1 second. My printer did not print out the last page of the agenda, so I got to pull it up online here. I know it's the city administrator report, so we'll just go right to that. City administrator report, please.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Several things that I just wanted to report on tonight. First of all, I just want to make sure that everybody remembers that we will be changing the transit routes as of October 9th. So the schedules are ready and are available on the website. So I would encourage people to go out and check the new routes out, new times, all of those things are available. Also, the Research Park bus from the CAN bus is also servicing that area neighborhood west of 12th Avenue from Oakdale South. And so that's occurring now, and people can get on that bus to get used to that. So just remind everybody, please, remember October 9th is the date the new times and new routes go into place. And please check the website and then call either Coralville City Hall or the Transit Department if you have any questions, so that you can make sure that you don't miss that bus on October 9th. Starting today, the Coralville Park and Recreation Department opened the hybrid all-day program for students in the Iowa City Community School District. And this week, we have 59 total students that are registered, which means that they're on a daily basis, there are anywhere between 41 and 44 in daily attendance. So we do have room to expand the program and open a second facility. And so if people are in needs of those services, please contact the Coralville Park and Recreation Department. We do have scholarships available Also for people that can't afford the cost of the program. So it encouraged people to inquire about that as well. So if you need scholarships or not, there are openings available for this program. And I'm really proud of what the Park and Recreation Department's been able to put together for those kids in need for that program. Finally, would just like to remind people that the ribbon cutting for the Coralville Extreme Arena is coming up September 17th, a week from Thursday, and that will be at 4:00 p.m. There will be availability of tours of the facility all the way from 4 till 8 o'clock that night. And then on the following Sunday, the 20th, there will also be tours from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock that people can see both the Extreme Arena and the Green State Fieldhouse. Encourage people to come out and see the facilities. The Fieldhouse is currently being used, and there's a lot of activities going on there. And tonight there was volleyball practices going on there. Every morning from 8 to noon is pickleball. And so encourage people to come out. The month of September is free. And a lot of people have been able to take advantage of that. And just remind folks that Mitch Gross is still open for challenges. So in the pickleball. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. The mayor's report. You covered the Extreme Arena, so I don't need to mention that. I did want to remind folks as far as debris cleanup from the derecho storm, the final day for pickup at the curb is this Friday, September 11th. And also that's the final day that you could be able to drop off at the remote site out on Highway 6 West there. So between now and Friday, if you do have some more branches that maybe blew down in the recent winds this past weekend, get them out to the curb. But you do need to call City Hall, and so that the city knows, provide your address, and city knows where to go and pick them up. So about 3 more days left this week to get that done. Just also say that, we have 3 outstanding candidates running for the vacant spot on the election, on the city council on the September 29th election. Please get to know them. They all have outstanding website pages and other means of contacting them. And I thank them for their service. They're willing to serve and their willingness to put their name out on the ballot. And I look forward to the campaign and to the election on September 29th and to welcoming whoever the winner is to join us on these Tuesday nights. So I think that's it for my items.
I had one item, I apologize. I had the wrong date written down. It's the new transit implementation. It's October 19th, not the 9th. October 19th is when the new transit routes start. So sorry about that.
Okay. Thank you, Kelly. City Attorney's report.
I have to say it was unusual to have to wear a jacket to come over to the meeting tonight. Kevin?
I've got nothing.
Okay. Committee and council members reports. Lori, would you like to go first?
Yes, I just encourage everyone to go to the website, coralville.org. I did today and saw many new items of information, and it's very helpful and very organized. And I wondered if Ellen wanted to talk just a little bit about the census. Are there people out going door to door now in Coralville?
Yes, there are people going door to door now. It is, as it stands right now, all census efforts will end September 30th. And there are people going door to door. There is still time to respond via the website or by telephone if you prefer to not have somebody come to your door. But it is so important, and thank you for the opportunity to talk about it. It influences our school and breakfast and lunch programs, Medicaid, Pell Grants, SNAP. It impacts so much. New buses, money for all of those things is impacted by the census and for the next 10 years. So it's so important that we hear from everybody.
Good. Yeah, it's an easy way to just answer some questions. And the consensus people are very friendly. And I'd just like to encourage everyone, one way or another, to get counted in that way.
Thank you.
Is that it, Lori?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Jill, what would you like to share with us this evening?
Just a couple things. One was in the consent calendar, which a lot of the audience doesn't have access to read all of it. One of the police cars that we are replacing is going to be a hybrid. And I just wanted to say that I think this is a really positive thing that we're doing, and just one more move of Coralville, making sure that we're protecting our planet. And I hope that that works out well, and that we can do that with the future vehicles that we purchase as well. Other than that, just one more thing about COVID. I had a craving for Pagliai's pizza and this weekend, so we did curbside, and just going down Dubuque Street, I saw 3 different house parties, no social distancing, no masks. And it's pretty upsetting to see Iowa City listed on the New York Times list. We can do better. So please, put the mask on, stay away from people, wash your hands. Let's get this done so our kids can go back to school. Thank you.
Thank you, Jill. Megan?
Yeah, thank you. I don't have much. Really the only thing I have is just a big thank you to all of the teachers in the Iowa City Community School District. I have 4 children at home who are learning at home, and I have been beyond impressed and actually moved as a parent, seeing how hard these teachers are working. They are pouring their hearts and souls into making sure that all of our kids have a great educational experience. And so I just wanted to say thank you. And that today was the most interesting first day of school. It's one that I will never forget. I learned today that it doesn't matter if your kid is getting on a bus or going to the kitchen table, you're always going to have a temper tantrum or a fight getting ready for school in the morning. I learned that today. But I just wanted to say thank you. And I also wanted to just say that I am so proud of everything that we have done as a city to help kids and families during the pandemic, whether it is the funding that we helped secure for the meals this summer that were distributed at the schools, the hotspots from at the library, and the work that the rec center is doing to provide a learning space for students who can't be at home. I'm really proud, and I hope we can continue to find things to do to help kids and families through this really difficult time in our community. And I just have to echo Jill's plea to wear your mask. I'm a teacher at the university. I had one class in person and I had to move it online because I had a lot of sick students. So wear the mask, stay home if you can. And I want more than anything to get back into the classroom with my students. And so I hope we can get through this. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Megan. Mitch, it's all yours.
All right, well, I guess I'll piggyback on some of that. And I'm sure, well, I guess I don't want to say I'm sure what Megan meant, but with just everybody in education has been stepping up, and just obviously teachers, but I think about, the unseen heroes, guidance counselors, for example. Counselors have been rearranging schedules constantly for 2 weeks. They, at West High School, they have 1,500 students schedules to do, and then the governor makes a decision and boom, you got to redo these 1,500. They've just been working like crazy. The food workers who are still preparing food for lunches. So lunches are still being provided by the district during this time. Obviously, teachers have been preparing tirelessly to teach and to provide content that's rigorous and engaging. I've got to give the admin a little shout out too. The administrators have been working just crazy hours as well. And secretaries today fielding calls. I mean, when the power went out today, the West High switchboard looked like it was the Jerry Lewis telethon. I mean, it was just going crazy with things. I probably dated myself by that reference, but it was just, we talk about it takes a village, and really to educate our kids, it really does take a village. And not only does it take the village, but I guess it does literally take the village. And that's where I too want to go with what Megan's saying, because, a lot of times we get in the news for a lot of things we don't control, and sometimes we do control, but I'm not sure if it ever really gets reported just to what extent Coralville contributes to the education of kids in this community, whether it's building the gymnasiums in the elementary schools with general dollar funds, whether it's providing grant money for lunches for students, whether it's providing childcare for employees during the pandemic. This city really does step up for kids, especially in times that are tough. So I'm always very proud to be, because my two roles kind of diverge here. And then, I do see there was some, well, one more thing before I get funny. And then it is for the library board. It's September is Library Card Month. So they're doing some promotions for you to get a library card. You can call the library. They're doing some services. Other services, there's no in-person services. For example, I've talked about before the English language learning classes that are provided. For folks, they are still doing those via Zoom. So a lot of those services the library is doing are still via Zoom. I guess lastly, we did have an administrative TikTok challenge today. So I know some people are out looking for my TikTok address. I'm not sure if I find it because that was my first TikTok I've ever done. But it is on my Twitter page, my school Twitter page, and it's floating around. It was a fun thing to do. And Mayor, I said TikTok, not Tic Tacs. I can tell you, but TikTok's a whole nother thing. So maybe one of these days, once we get our fifth colleague, maybe we'll have to do a council TikTok.
Yes, we should.
Okay.
If only I knew what you were talking about. Thank you, Mitch. Okay, I would entertain a motion to adjourn from the formal meeting.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Moved by Goodrich, seconded by?
Second.
By Foster. All in favor, say aye. Oh, maybe that was Dodds. I think it was Dodds. Sorry.
That was me.
You're right.
Okay, I got it right the first time. Okay.
Yep.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed. Okay.